there's judgment. And for me, this is a really big one because AI systems know what you've told them. It is the case that modern LLMs know an enormous amount about almost everything, but they might not know, or they're not going to be aware of the history of your particular workflow, your company, your work situation, the matter that they're working on. And so humans are good at interpreting context or just having access to context, dealing with ambiguity, and kind of thinking about how you manage trade-offs. So human judgment is a place where you can have a lot of impact. Risk control, again, I think, um, risk for AI systems is usually I'm going to take the probability of being wrong and multiply it by the cost of being wrong, and you get this number which is very like I know what that number means, but again, it might not be taking into account all the factors. So humans are great at trying to stop actions that might cause harm or that might be expensive to kind of unwind and deal with. Then exceptions, people are pretty good. So humans are good at kind of muddling through life. I've I think about the one time I traveled to Japan, got dumped off at a bus stop at midnight, nobody was around, and I tried to had find my hotel and nobody in that town spoke English. That was, I got there obviously and I got back. That was years ago. But people are really good at handling weird, unusual, uncertain edge cases. Computers less so. And then finally, learning, despite the fact that the models are very capable, people can say, hey, I'm going to correct you. And then the system can be built such that those corrections turn into system improvements, right? So think about it this way. You've got risk and kind of ambiguity. So if the risk is low and the ambiguity is low, boom, we can automate it. If the risk is low and there's some ambiguity involved, we can have humans assisting. If the ambiguity is low and there's high risk, then we might want to monitor that thing. Like, it looks like we can tell the machine what it needs to do, but we need to kind of pay attention because we don't want one of those, tumor cases to go undiagnosed. Or if it's risky and ambiguity, sorry, if it's risky and ambiguous, then you might need human review, right? You might need a human in the loop who's actually looking at things. So again, think about these two axes of how well defined is the thing, and then how risky is being wrong about it. And that can kind of tell you where you live in terms of the level of human involvement that you need.